Welcome to another episode of the Valorant Tips and Tricks Sent by You series, a series where I show Valorant tips and tricks that you guys send to me. Like always, I'm giving away a battle pass to a random submission, so if you got any cool tricks, feel free to submit them in the MrLowlander Discord server. The winner of this video is Sorry if I pronounce it wrong, but congrats my friend. This video is also sponsored by Hone, the software that helps you optimize your PC for gaming, but more on that later. Let's first talk about this spot on Ascent. If you're an OG Valorant player, you probably already know that you could throw your Phoenix molly over here, and it will go through the roof to hit the enemy standing in heaven. A very OG trick. I think I showed this in one of the first episodes of this series. But now the cool thing, this mechanic is actually also possible with the deadlock barrier. What you have to do is stand against this brick over here and then aim in the corner of the iron thingies. Once you see it, it's not that hard to remember. Then throw your barrier and look at this. It will go through the roof also to heaven and it will nicely block off the enemies. Next trick. Let's stay on Ascent because there's one thing that you probably got killed by at least once in your career, and that's by a Sova using a Wreck and Dart in combination with an Odin. I know, very annoying players, but not if you counter them. For example, with Fate, the only thing you have to do is throw your octopus on the left side over there, then hide for the enemy Wreck and Dart, and as soon as your octopus spots Sova, that's the moment that you're gonna peek and shoot with an Ares, Odin, or even a Sheriff. That's how simple it can be. Easy kill for Amity. Now take a look at this clip.
Spike planted.
Whoa, what? Phoenix didn't got flashed over there? That's actually insane, but this got me wondering, is this a one-time glitch? Or can you practice the timing so you can use this trick consistently? I wanted to test this out, so I hopped into a custom game and started practicing the same situation. Obviously, I didn't got this in my first try, so while I'm practicing this trick, I quickly want to talk about the sponsor of this video, Hone. Hone is a software that helps you optimize your PC for gaming. It's very simple to use. You just gotta download Hone with the link in the description, and then on the app you can find a lot of settings you can tweak that helps you increase your FPS, reduce your input lag, and a lot of other benefits. Let's enable gaming optimizations, enable the Hone gaming mode. Let's also click on games and activate the Valorant performance preset. And look at that, after activating these settings, my FPS can now hit above the 380, while the average before was only 260. That's an increase of over 100 FPS, and I almost didn't have to do anything for it. Of course, if you're not satisfied after applying an optimization, you can easily deactivate it, but I think I will keep mine activated. If you're wondering, Hone is built on the trusted Overwolf platform, so it's safe to use. They have more than 4 stars on Trustpilot and more than 300,000 active users. But now the best thing, my friends. Did I mention that Hone is completely free? So why not try it out today? You can download Hone with the link in the description. Big thanks to them for supporting this channel. And now let's find out if I managed to dodge the Phoenix flash. Okay, my friends, honestly, this trick is actually very easy to pull off.
Watch your eyes!
It's actually working, what the heck, it's what? Here's what you gotta do, it's all about timing. Stand inside of the Omen smoke, and as soon as you hear the smoke disappearing, wait 1 second, and then use your flash. A bit like this. So I'm gonna listen till the smoke disappears, and then I wait 1 second, and then I use my flash.
Watch your eyes!
It works, it works. Is it bug abuse? Maybe. But I mean, if you do it, start quote, accidentally, end quote, you might be able to get a kill like this. Something that isn't bug abuse is this cipher cam. On split, just above the roof of B main, you can see this round sign. And the cool thing about this sign is that if you're running from B main and then place your cam on the right side of this sign, you'll be able to look outside of B main. This cam spot is very strong because there's no way that an enemy will expect your cam over here. And if enemies are in main, you know exactly if they go for a rotate or maybe go for a fake rotate. However, there are 2 major downsides of this cam. The first one is that it's very hard to pull off, so you need to practice it in a custom game first. And the second problem is that every time you try to place your cam, you will actually take fall damage, so make sure that there's a Sage in your team who can heal you immediately. Something that isn't hard to pull off, however, is this sneaky Viper trick. Just look at this clip and take it as inspiration for your next game.
Poison's off.
Let's move on. Lately, a glitch on Breeze is going viral. And this glitch is a little too simple to pull off. The only thing you gotta do with Raze is go to this corner, use 2 satchels and crouch mid-air. When you do this, you will get stuck in the bush like this. And the good thing, your bullets are still accurate. With this sneaky Spider-Man spot, you can surprise enemies that are going for a flank. However, it might be bug abuse, so be careful with using it. And also, Jet mains, I'm really sorry, you won't be able to get up there with 1 updraft. In fact, not even with 2, so Sage also couldn't push you up there. But no worries, Jet mains, I got something else for you. And that's a super dash on Lotus that some of you might remember, because back in the day it was in the game, then it got removed, but now it's back again. The technique is a little different though. Here's what you have to do. On the ramp, go all the way to the most left corner. Then aim on this line over here. It doesn't really matter what part of the line. Jump, glide down a little bit, and then dash forward. And as you see, you will boost yourself straight up. One thing though, sometimes you can mess up and then you don't get boosted all the way, but when this happens, just use an updraft and you can look over the wall anyway. But to get a feel for it, I would recommend to practice this one a few times. Something that you don't have to to practice and you probably can do in one go is this Omen tricky. On split, before the barriers are going down, aim your smoke mid-air, a bit like this on A main. And here's what you gotta do. As soon as the round starts, use your smoke and teleport on the platform on the right over here. If you do this quickly, the smoke will slowly go down and it will block the vision of the enemy. Of course, this is a bit of a dangerous trick, so I would recommend to combine it with like a breach flash or a jet that dashes in like you see in this round. Now a simple cipher trick on Sunset with 3 steps. Step 1, plant the spike near this wall. Step 2, you see this light over here? At first I thought you could throw your cage on the light like this, but when you do that your cage will land a little too high, so no bueno. You need to do something else. Luckily it's not that hard. Stand a little in front of this yellow arrow, it doesn't have to be perfect, and then aim at the bottom right of the ledge. Throw your cage and it will land a little lower. When done correctly you go to step 3 and that is walking to elbow. Wait till the enemy defuses the spike, activate your cage and easy peasy win. Phew, those were a lot of tricks. Let's take a small pause and go to the trick shots, my friends. This is always my favorite part of the episodes. Just look at this 360 for example.
One enemy remaining.
Get shit on.
Or this insane 1 versus 5 moment. This is why you don't knife after an ISO ultimate. About ISO ultimates, to all the ISO players out there, no, the Yoru cannot use his clone inside the ISO ultimate. So don't fall for it like the enemy of Otto.
No, misschien dat ik erin pas dan.
And the last play before we go back, no bullets left, use your knife.
One enemy remaining.
Back to the trickies. I think by now most of us know that you can't place the Yoru teleport on high spots, like on these boxes on split, unless you first place down your clone, and then suddenly your gate crash can go to a high spot. This is a cool mechanic to get to places where enemies won't expect you. But now the cool part. Did you know that you can also use this trick for double boxes? For example, these boxes on icebox. Also with this trick, the technique will be a little different, but here's what you gotta do. Instead of placing the clone underneath you, try to place the clone on top of the box, stand in the corner of the box, activate your clone so it walks towards you from the box off, and as soon as the clone walks off, that's the moment that you're gonna jump and place your gate crash. It's actually very simple, right? I think Ziptai came up with this trick, and when done correctly you can make some nice kills.
Surprise.
Let's move on and talk about the harbor wall. This is actually not really a trick, but more a tip, because did you know that if the harbor wall is about to disappear, it will almost fully turn gold, and as soon as the gold goes away, that's the moment when it slowly comes down. Just a cool fact about harbor to know. I never knew this was a thing. This next thing I'm gonna tell you is one of the most useful lineups, but also one of the most useless. Do you see this gap over here? Did you know that it's possible to shoot your sofa arrow through this gap? The only thing you gotta do is stand over here on the outside of B main, match the bottom line of the first energy bar with the top brown spot of the roof, and then shoot your arrow with 2 bounces and 1 charge. And as you see, your arrow will fly high up in the sky, go straight through that gap, and lands on the top of B main over here. Very useful to use at the start of the round to see if the enemies are pushing in aggressively. However, there's a catch. Like I said, it's a useful lineup, but it's so inconsistent. So I actually wouldn't recommend this lineup, but if anyone out there can make a more consistent lineup, I'm all in for that, then it could be a cool trick. But no worries, sofa mains, don't be sad, I got something a bit more consistent for you guys. All you gotta do is go to these plant pots on Sunset, and you see the top of the highway over there in between the trees. Match the top of your second energy bar with the highway and shoot your arrow with full charge and 2 bounces. When you do this, your arrow will take a very long route. It will go all the way to the other side of the map, bounce against the wall on A, and then all the way go back to B with the end goal, destroy those nasty cipher trip wires. And this was the last trick, my friends. Shout out to everyone who submitted the trick. I hope you learned something, and I see you guys in the next one. Peace.